What is up, folks? We are live. So, getting right into it. Is Thomas and Paris moving too fast, or should Hope Logan mind her business? I'm a little conflicted because I didn't forget when Thomas did the same thing with Zoe. Thomas and Paris are moving too fast, says LaShawn. Now, there's an argument to that. Now, where I think that Thomas and Paris are both out of line was the idea of Douglas calling Hope mom. That was tripping. That is a reach, and that was out of line, Thomas. At the end of the day, Caroline Spencer was, is, and will always be Douglas's mother. So it was bad enough when you try to replace Caroline with Hope. That's bad enough. But at least Hope put in her time and genuine love to Douglas. So if Hope has earned the mom title to some people, then for in the role of Douglas, then I guess I'm somewhat okay with it. I'm indifferent to it. Now, I still see Caroline Spencer as his mother. I'm not taking away from adoptive mothers, but the way that Thomas convinced Hope and Douglas to bond, he manipulated that when he was mentally imbalanced. I watched that story. I was disturbed by it. So that just never sat right with me. But from a reviewer's perspective, I could put that to the side and say that Hope has earned the mom title way more than Paris has. Like Thomas said, well, yeah, me and Paris are gonna get married soon, so yeah. So that has nothing to do with nothing. Just because you're marrying Paris last minute, don't mean you coach Douglas into calling her mom. That was just very disrespectful. And hey, George, how are you today? However, I feel that Hope needs to let Thomas go. Like Hope and these Logan women, they need to really realize that it's not all about winning. At the end of the day, Hope, all the things that Thomas has done, Hope really shouldn't even be able to look at him straight. She really shouldn't be able to stand the sight of him, let alone have all these feelings for him, whether he changed or not. She should barely be able to tolerate him with all the things that he's done. Okay? You should be pleased that he is moving on with his life. Let him do that, Hope. And you deserve to do that too, as long as you don't do that with Steffi's husband. I'm doing good, Kyrie. How are you? I'm doing okay today. Um, I'm doing very okay. But yes, I just feel that Hope needs to move on. They need to cast someone new for Hope or see if her and Liam can make it work for the billionth time or something else for Hope. Or what about Hope and Zende? Zende's single. He has nothing to do. So now's that time. Go pick up with Zende because Brooke has an issue with Zende, so that could be drama right there. Just move on from Thomas, though. Anything to move on from Thomas. That is how I feel. But as far as Thomas and Paris actually getting married, marriage is written so much like a joke on The Bold and the Beautiful. It's really hard to take the idea of marriage seriously when you're talking about Brad Bell and The Bold and the Beautiful. Like, what is wrong with dating someone? Like, I don't understand why dating on The Bold and the Beautiful is so frowned upon. Um, Ava Jerome says, can Ava Jerome could ask Carly, can she rent out the penthouse that Jack used to live in once upon a time where Lulu killed Hayes at? And Carly's answer to that would be absolutely not. If Carly even still has that property, her answer to that would still be absolutely not. So we all know that. Hey Tamika, how are you? Tamika, are you happy? I know you're happy that your Thomas is back, but what do you feel about Thomas and Paris's engagement? And and Douglas calling Paris mom already. What are your thoughts about that? Um, Good. I expressed my thoughts just a minute ago. I'm wondering what yours are. But yes, the general consensus is that Thomas and Paris appear to be moving way too fast. And it's crazy that I really feel that the Bald and the Beautiful writers should take a writing class to really understand how to build an exciting romance and getting people to know each other. It would be fun and exciting if they take that approach. You take the sitcom approach. That engagement is fishy and it won't last. It's too fast because deep down Thomas loved Hope still. That's fair. But I really kind of hope that Thomas is ready to move on from Hope because there's too many things that has happened between them that went bad for them to be a believable romance. And not to mention, I don't appreciate Hope having her eyes on a married man all of a sudden. And I saw the promo for next week where Eric is celebrating Thomas and Paris, but Finn and Steffi weren't there. So I wonder how Finn's gonna react that Thomas is back. Is he gonna go back to his Thomas hating temper tantrums? Like I thought Finn's hatred for Thomas was very over the top and out of line, especially given that Finn wants to love Sheila and say that Sheila has changed. But yet he has the nerve to question whether Thomas has changed or not. Like, Finn, you're not just a hypocrite, you're worse than that. She will dream of 70s porn video with Finn, but Kyrie's hope will pass out, something will happen. Ah, because it's been rumored that Hope might have a tumor. But if she had a tumor, what if she had that tumor the whole time that she was craving Thomas? Is that just an excuse to bring her back to Liam? Johnny and Chanel are going to end up pregnant with a rainbow baby. Uh, Nicole Walker waited a long time to get pregnant with a rainbow baby. Mm-hmm. Finn might talk Paris out of dating Thomas. If Finn does that, then Thomas will definitely retaliate against Finn. I never liked Finn. I do like Finn, but I don't like his attitude towards Thomas. That could definitely use some improvement. And then I talked about this in my member stream last night. Now I got to talk about this here. Dear God, I gotta say this. Tom, the old guy, said he is Luna's father. So that means that Poppy slept with Tom. That is just nasty. Whatever they do, please don't give us any flashbacks of that. Like, really, Poppy? Really? This is what we're doing. Poppy was that desperate 20 something years ago? Wait a minute. Once upon a time, Paris had dreams about Finn with googly eyes. She sure did. Oh, good memory. I do remember that. Where's the Pepto Bismol, Kyrie's? LOL. It's nearby, but it is nearby. Trust me when I tell you. That is very nearby. One second, I have to adjust something. All right. I'm not ignoring anyone, I promise. One second. Christine and Danny coming over to do a Bald and the Beautiful crossover and Ted King and Aaron D. Spears are coming back. I can't wait until Danny Ramalotti makes an appearance over at the Bald and the Beautiful. I think that would be very great news for the show. Michael Easton needs to go back to Days of Our Lives. He played Tanner on Days of Our Lives. Ooh. What was Tanner's main highlight? Who was Tanner related to in that town? Because I did say for Michael Easton to go back to Days of Our Lives. That was my guess. But I don't know who Tanner is. I gotta do a little Google search to find out who Tanner is and if he's connected to anybody. That would be very nice. Is Tanner a Demera, a Kyriakis? Uh, um, who is Tanner? Is Tanner someone else entirely? Was he a standalone character? I got to get these answers. That is just the truth. Got to get these answers because I would love it if he came back for that. I really would. But Kyrie, so I think Ted King and our lawyers, so this Tom Death, that's where these men will play the role. Oh, so they're gonna kill off Tom this week. Because yeah, they did say a shocking death is gonna happen this week. So there's several suspects. There's Sheila, there's Poppy, there's Lee. You never know. Because the big question is, how are they going to get around of how did Poppy get around this DNA test stuff? If Tom is Luna's father, Lee's the one that administered the test. So is Lee really in on this with Poppy? Lee really in on this with Poppy? Is that going to be the rewrite? That Lee was in on this? That they're staging their fights? Or that Poppy got to Lee somehow? Poppy gonna blame it on Sheila. Ava Jerome could always call Lucy and ask her if she have any condos. Lucy covers in the real estate business. Absolutely. Ava's got to get herself a new home if she want to get custody. But for General Hospital fans, do y'all think Ava Jerome is going to get sole custody of Avery? Hi, Albert. How are you today? You like Monday's episode? I didn't get a chance to watch The Young and the Restless yet. But I'll read the recap and let you know later how it went. One second. You said, yep, but yeah, LaShawn, Ava should absolutely call Lucy Co. And get that going for her. But I could see Tanner knows Jennifer Horton. Tanner knows Jennifer. I know who Jennifer Horton is. Jennifer Horton is Abigail's mother. So Tanner is just Jennifer's ex, because Jennifer is with Jack. Is that his name? Yeah. Jennifer is married to Thing. So I would love to see how Tanner would fit into Days of Our Lives, because I could certainly see Michael Easton coming back in there. Um, Hopefully they don't pair him with Ava Vitale because I feel like Michael Easton and Ava Vitale, I don't really see the chemistry. Like maybe I could be wrong, but I just don't really see that. I mean, depending on what type of character they write for him. If they write Tanner to come back as a hot mess, like the way Finn was, like that's one thing that I have for General Hospital. Like they only just recently turned Finn this direction right as he's leaving the shop. So like Michael Easton had always been playing a doctor or a cop, a well put together character. So if he goes back to Days of Our Lives as Tanner, or goes to the Young and well, I don't really see him on the Young and the Restless, and I definitely don't see him on the Bold and the Beautiful. So I feel Days of Our Lives would be his next best option, but I want him to be like a mess of a character though. Don't have his life so together because it's important for actors to be able to show range in their characters and play different characters. Because Jason Morgan always has to play Jason Morgan, whether he was Dylan McAvoy, whether he was Jason Morgan, whether he was Michael Harrison. Um, it's just the same thing and with him. Like we need characters to feel different. Like, because for me personally, when I see Billy Abbott and Patrick Drake, I don't necessarily see the same characters. I've looked at always has to play Jason Bourne. One second. One second. Turn that off. J. Sheila Carter is gonna eavesdrop on Poppy and Tom. I believe Poppy's gonna plan the murder on Sheila. Ah, yes. JJ Thrax is on his way back to Days of Our Lives. I wonder if Hope's going to stop the wedding. Hope should be thinking about setting an example for her daughter and more important, and for herself right now. That is what Hope should do. Hope should be like, you know what? I'm not going to lose my dignity over a man. He doesn't want to be with me anymore, then he doesn't have to be with me. There are other fish in the sea. But also have enough pride to not go after a married man. Don't give yourself that excuse. Oh, well, I don't want to have these feelings. Well, then don't have those feelings. Because Finn is never really giving you that much indication of anything other than a friend. So, and hi, CJ Clove 18. How are you? I believe Poppy will hurt Tom. That's the running theory. But I'm just hoping that Tom is not that Tom, like maybe Tom was just obsessed with Poppy and he wants to believe he's Luna's father, but Poppy never actually slept with him. So he's just delusional because people won't expect Poppy to kill Tom. That's true because nobody really knows anything about Poppy though. So Poppy would definitely be able to get a pass probably. Well, not get a pass forever, but she'd be able to escape the radar. But everybody would expect Sheila to do something like that. Hey, Dolomedics, how are you? JJ is on his way back to Days of Our Lives. Awesome. Hey, Dola, you've been a long time Days of Our Lives fan. Do you remember Michael Easton's character of Tanner on there? Was Tanner an interesting character? And if so, do you see him coming back to reprise the role of Tanner? If you remember. Gabby doesn't know what her husband Stefan Demira has slept with Ava Vitale twice. That's true. I'm very much looking forward to Gabby finding that out. Because that little happily ever after won't be for too long. If but I'm happy that Gabby's priority seems to be shifting back to her daughter, Val. That was a really good moment for Gabby. She won like a million. She said, "After I see my daughter first, all that woman wants is a shower, and then to go see her daughter." I'm like, that was real. I'm like, that really made me have no choice but to look at Gabby as differently, or at least a little bit. Not familiar. I think Michael Easton's character was from the 80s. Ah, nice. So technically, so since he was all the way back from the 80s, if he comes back, they could rehab the character and make that character a hot mess like Finn is towards the end. Do you think Johnny and Chanel will have another baby? Maybe down the line, CJ Club 18. I could see down the line them having another baby, but for the near future, I could see we're gonna get more of now hating um, Paulina. That for sure. I can guarantee you we're getting that. So Paulina won't be getting any any solid mother daughter time for the near future until Tanner was a bartender on Days of Our Lives. Okay. So yes, that's good. So let's just say he never got his life together. And now he's a full-fledged criminal. We could bring him back now. Sal Stowers is on Tyler Perry's sister as Penelope. Yes. But I'm on the strong lookout to find out when they finally get announced casting for the Gates. I'm gonna definitely be doing series of videos on that. I love that Gabby said that too. I hope it's a sign that they are bringing her character back to her old personality, less money focused. Yes, because she definitely needs to realize that being greedy is what led her into that predicament. Because all she went over there to lead was to blackmail him out of his shares, and her greed is what put her at the wrong place at the wrong time. So if she learned a lesson and they rate her a little differently, like they could still rate her to be spicy. Because I saw it in the promo, EJ tried to give her a hug and been like, "Oh hey," and Gabby's like, "I'm not feeling it." I was like, "Okay, she's still sassy." So I'm cool with that. But just I don't want her to pull what she did with Rachel again, because that I won't support. Hey, Clarence, how are you? Everybody, welcome Clarence. But look-alike Abigail Demara is Dr. Green's girlfriend. Ah, Days turned Steve Burton's dumb jock bully from the 80s into a brainwashed spy cop. It's true. But they have their chance to rectify that with Michael Easton. Let's give him a darker character to play. Because we saw that Finn could be a real self destructive. Clarence says he's good. That's good. He does know how to be self destructive. That's for sure. So I'm hoping for it. That would be a good storyline twist. And LaShawn says welcome to Clarence as well. But yeah, back to the Bold and the Beautiful. Yeah, Thomas and Paris are having a baby. Yeah, Thomas definitely dropped that line to make it clear that he wants another kid. So I'm wondering if he's going to get one so soon. Is that what? Are they going to go there with that storyline? Is someone going to take the baby? Hope needs to go somewhere. Hope does need to go somewhere. Like, get herself some pride. Hope and Katie both needs to get themselves some pride. But what I will call Steffi out on is Steffi was out of pocket when she said, "Oh, because Hope has put my brother Thomas through hell." So Thomas pretending to letting Hope believe that Beth was dead for a few months. That's that's not putting Hope through hell, but that doesn't count because he changed. He changed. and Hope forgiving Thomas for that. But because Thomas changed, that doesn't matter. That's not considered how. I'm like, Steffi, you need to take several seats, every single seat in the stadium. Paris can always get back together with Carter Walton. No, 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 no. He left her at the altar. If she had some pride, she wouldn't want to go with a man that left her at the altar. I could see Michael Easton being resurrected as Daniel Jonas recast. Ooh, Holly's father. Hey, Darby, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. Darby says hey to the chat. Finn on GH gone for good. Yes. I believe that was his final scene when he entered that rehab. So I'm relatively at peace with it. So I wish the actor the best in his future endeavors. So I would say bring him back to Days of Our Lives. I think that's Michael Easton's best move. Steffi is putting Hope Logan through hell, while Hope Logan is daydreaming about Steffi's husband. So, ain't Daniel Maggie's son? Yes, the one that Eric killed when he was drinking and driving. Yep, Holly's dad, Maggie's son. Hmm. About time Thomas and Steffi got their karma from other characters on the show, says Shaquetta. Yeah, Steffi really did need to get knocked down a few pegs, though. Sonny's going to fume at Natalia for leaking a story about Christina and Blaze, just like he did about with Nina. Yep. So Natalia will get turned on next and be considered a traitor next. Paris can always meet another guy. That's true, but how many times could one woman get burned in a certain recent amount of time? However, let's not forget that Paris burned Zende a few times too, so it balanced itself out. Maybe they are moving fast, but who knows? Paris and Thomas might make it work. Also, he needs Chloe Lane's ex baby daddy, lover, and ex lover of Kate's. Oh, nice. Hey, Medora. Medora says Logan women are so entitled. Bald and beautiful needs STL. Yes, the Logan women are some entitled women. They don't know how to respect boundaries of a relationship. And then yet, when someone interferes in one of their relationships, it's the end of the world. Daniel Jonas is Sarah Horton's brother. Yes, because he's Maggie's son. So that would be an interesting twist because nobody stays dead on Days of Our Lives for long. So, but if he was already an existing character of Tanner, then I say, why not resurrect from the '80s and bring him on as a modern twist? I mean, he was a bartender back then, so it's very open ended of where his life has been the last 40 something years. So that could be Kyrie. Sonny never has luck with women, does he? Well, actually, that man scores every single time. He shoots and he scores. Has babies with every woman in town. Brooke should be happy since Hope and Thomas not together. That's true. She should be, but she won't be because Steffi's the one that was able to convince Thomas to break away instead of her being able to convince Hope to break away. So that's considered a loss in Brooke's eyes. So once Brooke loses something, that's how she is. She likes to win, no matter the cost, no matter the standards, no matter the class. Brooke Logan just likes to win. And it's honestly a shame, to be honest. I kind of expect more from Brooke. I wish Brooke could be better. That she's not. She's Brooke. So that's just the way it's going to be. Finn will be happy about it too. I wonder if Thomas, in some ways, that Thomas is so marriage hungry that any bride will do. He jumped from Hope to Paris super fast. That's pretty much what he said. He wants, because he wants a family. He wants to have another kid, but he don't need to get married to have another kid. But he don't want to just be a baby daddy. Finn will be happy about that too. It's true. But Finn needs to watch his attitude with Thomas because it's just ridiculous. It is beyond words ridiculous. But I was totally 100% here for the way that Audra Charles checked Summer yesterday when Summer said, well, we have a son together, so I have a right to be concerned. Then Audra's like, most people just call that nosy. I was like, yeah, you go, Audra. Then Audra was like, you know what? I really don't see how this is any of your concern, any of your business. Bye. And just walked out like a boss chick. I'm like, you go, Audra. See, stuff like yesterday, Audra checking Summer, that is why I like Audra. Despite how Audra has a lot of flaws and horrible ways about her, she knows how to check people like Summer without breaking a sweat. And Audra just was like so dismissive of Summer too. That made that so much better. It's not like Audra was like mad or like felt judged or like attacked. She was just like, and like just so Diane Abbott needs to go back to Los Angeles. But I do feel that Kyle was out of line for what he did. He was walking all over, he was disrespecting her publicly and making her look weak in the business world. However, I do see one thing about Kyle's point is that that's not the way she was doing business, though, by playing games with that dude that was ready to walk away. Because Kyle was like, no, he was dead serious. He was going to walk away. That would have cost Salone, that would have cost Jabot a very big profit. So Diane talking about she thinks she was handling it, but not protect. But Kyle might have been right because Kyle has experience working with that guy, so he knows how that guy operates. Tell her about, oh no, he was just squilling. I was just trying to get Jabot a better deal. Summer isn't Harrison's biological mom, nor a legal mom either. So she's about to find that out because she wants to push talk about, oh, I'm gonna have my lawyer call yours. They'll be like, okay, like whatever guardianship that Kyle might have signed over for her, that's not gonna stick because Kyle is the custodial parent. Because Tara never signed her rights away. So, Summer, keep pushing your luck. Hi, Patty. Patty says, I think he's still obsessed with Hope Liberty Dippity. He's trying to stay loyal, but he will cheat because she's emasculated him by the ultimatums and bossy crap. Hey, Double C, how are you? And Clarence said, what is wrong with Sharon? I think her medication is being tampered with. I think that's Sharon's next major storyline is that her medication is tampered with. Because she said her doctor prescribed her to a new medication that's clearly not working. So she needs to be on the old one. But I think maybe she has some sort of shady doctor. And Kevin says, I want Paris to slap Hope. I would love that. I would love to see that play out. Sheila will go after Thomas, do anything to Finn. Mm-hmm. She will, but Thomas might fight her back, though. You know damn well people on B&B get married in less than 3 months. That's a fact. Less than 3 months. Like, because Brad Bell really don't understand the concept of dating. That reminds me of Alex undercutting Maggie on Days. But Xander is about to make Alex run everything. Run him that suit, run him that money, run him that ring, everything. Just humiliate him in front of everybody at that double wedding. These stories will reunite Nick and Sharon. Well, that would be cool because I'm no fan of Nick Newman. Everybody knows that. But I do think that Josh Morrow is a valuable actor to the show. So I believe it's in the show's best interest to keep giving him front burner storylines. I don't like they've kind of backburnered Nick Newman for a long time, and I don't really think that that's good for the show. It might be good for me to see less of Nick, but for the show in general, the reviewer in me, I do see Nick Newman's value to the show. He carries a lot of value to the show. He has the lineage, he has the look, he has the personality, unfortunately. So I do feel that he should be given front burner storylines. Like we've kept Victoria in the spotlight about her precious Claire. Let's give Nick something else to do other than just being totally submissive to Victor these days. Boo, Nick Newman. Yes, Nick Newman does suck, but he has a fan base. So I say capitalize on that. Tom is not scared, Sheila, because they're both insane. Uh huh. That's true. Teresa will get it worse when Xander finds out. Xander gonna see Alex. Amen. Hmm. I would love Sally and Thomas as a couple. We barely see Adam. Exactly, unless if he's whining about this Connor thing, because I don't know how much of this more of this OCD storyline that I could take. To be honest with you, I kind of am at the point where I'm just fast forwarding them. Like when I heard that Connor cut himself up, oh, it's the OCD fighting back and all that. I'm like, okay, look, this story, there's only so much patience that I could have. All jokes aside, you're right. Nick does deserve better storyline. He has a right to annoy us in a more engaged. Exactly. I read that Tate and Holly are leaving. Yep, they're gonna try to run away together. I heard. I just hope Sarah don't make Xander give up his money. She's the Mark Simpson of days. Uh-uh. He ain't giving up no money. That is his money, and she gonna love it. But yes, all jokes aside, that's true. Nick Newman does annoy me. Because what annoys me the most about Nick is that the only time Josh Griffith can come up with anything for him is when he's hating on Adam. That's it. I'm like, come on. Like, how come Nick never found out that Billy slept with Summer? Nick never found that out. I would love to see Nick and Billy feud again. They had a little feud back in 2018 that went nowhere. Let's get that feud back and going and let Nick be like, you know what? I'm going to take over Chancellor Abbott. That would be an interesting twist. I'm tired of being and try to push Billy out for revenge. That's a storyline that builds itself. And then Nick is the one that ends up with Lily. I hope, I just hope Sarah don't make. Oh yeah, I read that. Justin Barbara's coming back. Ooh, that would be interesting. Kyrie's, what will you do when Adam kisses Chelsea? I hope Adam doesn't sleep with Chelsea because they never ever work out. I think that that's just a dream because the Young and the Restless is notorious for doing things that are just a dream or off base. So I really feel that that's a big possibility that's just a dream that one of them has happened. Yeah. Because it's too sudden for him to just suddenly cheat on Sally with no real reason when they just moved in together. So what would be the point of him sleeping with Chelsea when he just got back together with Sally? Thomas Forrester proposed to Paris' sister Zoe before so he can make Hope Logan jealous. Douglas didn't want his father to marry Zoe. It's true. I hope Tate and Holly run away and they film adventures like EJ and Sammy did back in the day, like Luke and Laura on GH. That would be cool, especially with the modern age of social media. I don't know. Xander could be a large simp when it comes to Sarah's crime. After dealing with Xander, complain about and do foolish stuff for money, I know Sarah will do a happy dance knowing that excuse is finally off the table. That's true. Adam and Chelsea are going to end up falling in love again. But like Darby said, they never, ever, 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 ever have worked out. So, and I honestly don't see the chemistry between Mark Grossman and the other one, and Melissa Claire Egan. I just feel that Adam and Chelsea, they were able to be a super couple with two actors in the role. They were a super couple with Michael Mahoney in the role, and they were a super couple with Justin Hartley in the role. But with Mark Grossman, that chemistry is just not there. It's not, because it's not fair for them to do that. Like Mark Grossman and Courtney Hope, they go well together. Because she's the only version of Adam that she will ever be with. And there's only ever been one Sally Spectra. So I just feel that works itself out. Sarah and Xander will not give up the money. They may do as Maggie did and share some with the rest of the family. The rest of their family don't deserve none of that fortune. Just them and Victoria, but different with Paris. Douglas love her, not Zoe. EJ and Melinda make me sick. Yes. I'm looking forward to Nicole and Melinda squaring off on Monday, but I don't think Nicole's going to hit her. Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra are going to end up being a couple. Yeah, that's another out of nowhere couple. Right. What Sally wants more kids, and Billy Abbott said he made it clear he don't want no more kids. He has Johnny and Katie that he barely ever gets to see, and Sally wants more kids in the future because it was tragic the way that she lost Ava, but she should be able to have another baby some point in the future while she's still young. As long as Xander gets Titan CEO chair and a place in the mansion, he'll be good. If anything, he'll become baby Victor and try to take over Demara. Ooh. Eric is leaving Days soon. Yes, he is. But I heard he's leaving in December. B&B needs new writers also, Y&R. But it actually got better when Y&R actually got better when they got rid of the breakdown writers. Because the breakdown writers, the other writers were kind of boring. But just Josh Griffith does need some more help though. But Bald and the Beautiful, absolutely. They need Jesus, the power of Jesus, along with those new writers. I wonder if Justin Barber gonna go after Thomas for Emma Barber. You damn right. He held Thomas hostage before, but that wasn't enough. We need revenge from my Emma Barber. Is Johnny and Chanel coming back? Yeah, at some point. Demira and Titan's been locking horns since the 80s. Teresa isn't going to get any of that money. Xander saved her life. Don't forget to hit that like. Yes, thank you so much, Double C. Yes, hit that like button. That really does help keep this momentum growing. I appreciate y'all. Each and every last one of you. Thank y'all so much. We got 8 likes showing and 18 people. So, yes, please hit that like button. That does help get this momentum growing. Yes, my Emma Barber, who I love. YNR did, Emma YNR did such a good job with Sally. Do you think any other B&B character could benefit going to YNR or vice versa? I always thought that Adam and Sally should go back to the Bald and the Beautiful again. I mean, should go to the Bald and the Beautiful and take over Spencer Publications. I see that being a very good storyline. Hello, Kyrus and everyone. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. But if they brought Thomas over, I think Thomas Forrester going over to the Young and the Restless General City, that would be a good twist. If they could pair Thomas Forrester with Audra Charles, that would be a very hot pairing. Thomas needs to be in jail for the unalive of Emma Barber. Yes, he does. I agree 1,000%. I don't believe Johnny and Chanel will leave now that they said in the hospital he missed the deadline to be at his new job. Nicole isn't going to be killed when she Days of Our Lives. No, I don't think so. She's just probably gonna leave town. Hey Susan. I like Sally and Wyatt Spencer, not after he left her for Flo. Wouldn't it be funny if Emma is alive and show up at Thomas's wedding? Yes, I would love it. I would love my justice for my girl. Actually, Adam would reopen Spectra for Sally, and Spectra versus Forrester would have a fashion house war again. Would be fun. Yeah, he could open up Spectra Fashions. I'd be cool with that. But also at the same time, him himself decides to take over Bill's company because he learned how Bill did Sally in the past. So Adam gets the better of Bill and owns Spencer Publications. Imagine Bill having to work for Victor and Adam, and he does everything in his power to come after Adam and Victor. But Adam and Victor stays an awesome idea. I didn't even think of Adam. Yes. What happened to us? Is Emma Douglas's mother? No, Caroline Spencer is Douglas's mother. Emma Barber is someone that Thomas ran off the he chased her and then he watched her die with a smirk on his face. Um, that would be and that would totally be two running storylines: the Spectra fashion versus Forrester again, and Adam running taking over Bill. That storyline could last on Bold and the Beautiful for at least 6 months and stay fresh. Holly would be living with her grandmother Maggie. True, Bill almost unalived Sally by demolishing the Spectra building with her inside. And Adam is spiteful enough to get revenge for that. I thought Thomas killed Emma Douglas's mom. No, he didn't. Well, I kind of suspected that he had something to do with it, but the storyline direction hasn't indicated that. But I kind of thought that would be a possibility, but that didn't happen. But it would have been a twist if he did, but I don't think he did. Because there would be like no redeeming Thomas if he did that. And then they said, I really do like the idea of Thomas and Audra, though. I love that pairing. Because Audra would be like, Douglas, I am not your mother. She would say that so fast. He'd be like, "Yeah, you're a cute kid, but I am not your mother. I am not trying to be your mother. So don't ever call me that again." That's exactly what Audra was saying. I can see Audra saying that to him. Why is Danny and Christine coming to Bald and Beautiful? What is the purpose? Well, Danny Ramalotti is a national treasure, Clarence. You know that Danny Ramalotti is a huge music star. So, of course, he was going to come over there and share. He would eventually take his talents to the Bald and the Beautiful. I knew that was only a matter of time. Also, Thomas was pretty sprung on Sally, and Liam was looking her way too. I love it. Lauren back on Bold and the Beautiful. Justin came and sucker punched Thomas in his office. Yes, but that was only about the Spencer publications. That wasn't about I'm a Barber. So him coming back now to get at Thomas for I'm a Barber, I would be here for it. I love Danny, not Christine. That's true. Because Christine is kind of a shrew. She's a nag and a shrew. So, um, I would be here for that. Awesome. We have 14 likes, 21 people in. So hit that like button. That really does help. Danny and Cricket, I remember them back in the day. Yeah, they're still together now, despite Phyllis did everything that she could to try to tear them apart. But luckily, that didn't work for too long because they had to realize in time that Phyllis is just pure evil. But I'm trying to think of what other characters that could be vice versa on there. Some underutilized Young and the Restless characters that could go to Bold and the Beautiful, and then because I don't see it being any different for Carter to be on Bald and the Beautiful than what he is now. I mean, to be on the Young and the Restless, I don't think it would be any different for him. Tracy crushed on Danny bad, didn't she? Yes. Tracy and Danny used to be a thing, which isn't surprising. They're both two of my favorite people. So, who's more of a nag, Steffi or Christine? Oh, God. Steffi, probably. But I don't know, because Christine is pretty negative. I mean, Christine has like no sense of humor, no personality. Like, she's just like, ugh. Who would want to be with Christine now? I mean, she's pretty. I'll give her that. But she is so boring. She has no personality. Like, nothing. Christine can get a job in Los Angeles, but she's not really an interesting enough character to bring along. No wonder why it took her so many years to get a love scene. Because that woman is just bland. A very bland woman. I will say that because it's true. That's Christine for you, though. Very boring. And did the writers drop the storyline about bring Emma Barber back to go after Thomas? Yeah, they dropped the ball on that. But if she comes back, I'd be here for it. Christine old now, she don't look good. Nah, she still looks good, in my opinion. She's not a bad looking woman. She's pretty. But my mom and other people think that my mom thinks that Danny Ramalotti looks horrible. I disagree with her. Christine is wrapped in a beautiful vanilla wrapper. Oh, that's funny. But Christine will always be a better woman than Phyllis Summers. So, but that's kind of very easy to accomplish. So that's not nothing to really brag about because it's very easy to be, better than Phyllis. She's Phyllis. So there's that. And then why did Faith go up to Lucy to say, "Oh yeah, we're like sort of related"? I don't see how they're related. How do they feel sort of related to? I don't get that. I didn't really want to listen to their scenes, to be honest. But I just know that Faith was talking about when she was her storyline like a year or two ago when she was underage drinking because she was being bullied. I'm like, okay. Danny looking hard too. Oh, Phillips is ratchet. Danny is hideous. Those are just lies and fallacies. But to each its own. To each its own. Y'all think that that man is hideous? Y'all have a right to feel how y'all want to feel. But at least I know that you answered my next question about the girl talking with Lucy. Yep. I'm like, I don't see how they're related. I'm trying to think, who is her people? Like, because Heather's her adoptive mom. Then we got Daisy is her biological mother. They're not related. And Daniel is her father. They're not related either. I mean, the closest would be the Summer. Danny is sexy. Danny looks like he had a hard life. Not a hard. It's a hard life. I'm dead. Look, but I know that Tracy Abbott still looks good with her. Thank you for being a friend. Haircut looking gorgeous. Who is Heather's people? I have no clue. But I guess I kind of see she want to act like they're fake cousins because Daniel and Summer are siblings. That that's stupid. They're not related. Oh. Guys, Tracy Abbott be looking good these days. That's a good looking woman. And I know that she's good. Very, very, very good looking. But Paul is Heather's father. Oh, Christine's ex-husband is thing? No, you didn't, Kyrese. Sheila Carter is Lucy's grandmother. Yes, she is. She is indeed her grandmama. That girl is the grandchild of both Phyllis and Sheila Carter. So let that sit in, folks. We have Sheila and Phyllis are in the same gene. Have someone that's in the same gene pool. Let that sit in, folks. Clarence, please lie down because you're delirious. Danny is sexy. Stop with the lies. Tracy has a warm, beautiful heart. It makes her a catch. It does make her a catch. That loving personality. But physically, she looks good too. So Tracy just got a lot going for her though. So I'm happy for her. And I want her to stay on the show for as long as possible. And I'm happy that they're finally giving her more of a storyline. But she deserves it after everything she's been through. Because my girl has been through enough. Yes, Christine's ex-husband. Yes, indeed. Christine's ex-husband, that's just, he had to put up with her for so long. I also agree with Tracy. Thank you, Darby. It's about time you've come around to the good side. We've been expecting you. We welcome you. But I was watching, I thought of CJ Clove 18 and Sean earlier today when one of my old reviews popped up November 10th, 2023. That was the exact day when I began to hate Sprina because I hated Spencer officially as of that day. So now I remember the full episode. It was November 10th of 2023 when Spencer and then Dex got on my nerves that day when he had the nerve to try to be siding with Spencer too. Talk about, oh, well, maybe they could have shared custody, Spencer and Esme. No. Esme never had to share custody with Spencer. That's not his kid. Diane irks my nerves. I get that Diane is unlikable in some ways, but she was right in this situation. In that particular situation, Diane was right. Sheila's kids, none of them want anything to do with her. Mm-hmm. I'm sad that Alan died because I would like to see Alan and Martin fight over Tracy's love. Alan is alive and well. Okay? Martin is gone. I would like to see Johnny A. Abbott and Lucy hang out. Ah. But in general, Diane slept her way to the top. And Diane don't deserve to be CEO in general. But Kyle was the one that pushed for his mom to have the job. But he revealed today that all he was basically doing was just basically trying to still be co-CEO just through her. And he didn't want her to actually stand out on her own. So when that didn't happen, he threw a temper tantrum. I got a feeling Kyle and Summer is endgame and Claire's just a stepping stone. But nobody likes Kyle or Summer. So they may deserve each other because they're both terrible people. But that's about as far as that goes. Like nobody's like, oh my God, yay, they finally found their way back to each other. They're just like, ugh. Could they go back to Italy? Is Sasha Gilmore going to be cooking for Jocelyn and Trina? Sorry, LaShawn, Johnny doesn't deserve that kind of punishment of having to put up with stupid Lucy. LOL. Why don't you like Lucy, Darby? And we're talking about Lucy on The Young and the Restless, not Lucy on General Hospital, because Darby is Lucy's biggest defender on General Hospital. Dex is such a dud. He's not interesting on GH, and Joss is Carly 2.0 without Carly's street smarts or good read on people. Mm-hmm. That sounds about right. Because I think they really destroyed Dex's character the day he went in there and snitched. Please put on your glasses because that's Martin. That is not Martin, it is Alan. Alan is finally showing some interest in a good looking woman like Tracy Abbott. So that is who it is. I refuse to believe that Tracy Abbott is being played because it's just not right. It's not right. Tracy Abbott is a desirable woman that finally gets to win the guy. So Alan got Ashley in a facility. How old is Gio in real life? He looks like a baby. He's in his 20s. He's like 20 years old or 21. Lucy talks too much and she always says stupid things and she always apologizes for. Yeah, she does annoy me a little bit, but I don't hate her. Well, she's just, yeah. But they need to stop shoving Geo down our throats. All right, stop stuffing him on our screens just to fill whatever contract that he filled out. But I agree with Ava only giving him $100 because she should have only gave him $50. Johnny and Lucy did exchange phone numbers when Connor was with him. Ah, yeah. Agree, because Dex just dropped the dime on Sunday because he was being reactionary because Josh Airhead was disappointed in him. Exactly. That ruined Dex for me permanently. I'm hoping Allie and Noah come back to help Sharon. I agree. Geo and Lois is useless. Take Lois back to Bensonhurst where she belongs, because I hated when Chase was thanking Lois, talking about, oh, thank you for putting us in. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to whatever. Like, no, lady, you don't own this house. You don't own it. At least they did mention that Monica approved of it. So, poor naive Currys, how long have you been watching? Why not? Because this kind of crap they usually do to poor Tracy. Well, not this time. Tracy has been through too much in her lifetime to be played by another man. So I refuse to allow that to happen this time. I refuse to allow it. I rebuke it. I rebuke it. It ain't Lois's house. It sure ain't. Lois needs to go back to her house. That's where Lois needs to actually go and stay there. That's where Lois needs to go and stay. But in conclusion, I think Geo is Lois's son, but is Ned his father? Ooh, that is an interesting twist. But in concluding thoughts, is Thomas and Paris moving too fast? Probably so. But um, Gio is a dud. He's very talented violinist, and the violin is very hard to play. Tune on. Awesome. But yes, I'm going to call this stream a night. This was a lot of fun. Um, I might come back later because I got to charge that light over there. But but if I do, I'll let you know on my community post if I come back for one more hour. But if not, have I'll see my members tomorrow for the members only live stream, um, and everybody else on Monday. But y'all all have a great rest of the